paperwork.
Exactly. And how to get the best deal.
I remember just the person, Nagraj Anaya, not only a realtor, but
But what?
Introducing Nagaraj Anaya, Bay Area's top real estate professional. With his in-depth market analysis, targeted marketing strategies, and negotiation skills, he ensures you get the best possible deal. Contact today. Visit nagarajhomes.com or call 858-880-4577. Nagaraj Anaya, selling homes smarter, faster, and for more.
Welcome, Bay Area. Ready for a real estate show that's finally about you? The land of opportunity and overwhelming complexity, jobs, visas, the insane housing market. Trying to figure it all out alone? Forget that. I'm Nagaraj Annaiya, a Bay Area realtor who believes your immigration status should not back your biggest goals. That's why I'm bringing in the experts. Today, I'm joined by immigration attorney Ashima Dugal. Ashima ji, welcome.
Great to be here, Nagaraj. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashima ji. We are ditching the legal jargon and getting a real about the sleepless nights. The timing of major decisions on H1B, right? Like especially finding a company that will actually support your future. Ashima, I think we were discussing about how Amazon has told us like they will not be doing any I-140s this year, right? Or like filing for a perm this year.
There was a leaked memo, correct. It was an internal memo and it was leaked publicly that they're pausing, they're stopping perm. So that means a lot of people who were counting on getting a green card, or starting the green card are left with no options.
Listeners, if that's like basically, if you have any questions like 40, if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. I'm discussing with an Ashima. What is your short and a long-term plan on the immigration? Do you have any plans at all for your immigration? If you have any plans, or if you don't have any plans also, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Are you like planning to get married, but you're like basically stuck on your like what should I do for I-140? Until getting I-140, should I not even get married? What is your short-term or a long-term plan? If you have any questions on the real estate also, right, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Myself, Nagarajan Nair, the realtor. I'm having a conversation with an Ashima on the short or a long-term plan for immigration. What do you say about that, Ashima?
So that's a great topic, Nagaraj. So thank you. I think every listener who is an immigrant should start thinking about taking control over this immigration journey. And rather than counting on employers, counting on others, managers to make decisions for you, you should meet with an immigration attorney or research on your own and make your immigration goals. Where do I want to be when I graduate? Where do I want to be in 5 years, in 10 years? And things like that. You should be setting goals and making a plan.
I think that's very, very important, right? There is no like basically if we don't plan it, then especially in the immigration, whatever the layoffs part, whatever last week we had discussed, like there can be a layoffs if you are not prepared on the H1B, and if you don't have your like a lot of the career plan should start as soon as you land in the US. It might be, or maybe you landed your first job, or like you landed in first, maybe you landed in the college. Your career plan should start immediately as soon as when you landed.
That's correct. I agree. And, for example, questions like, should I do CPT? If you max out your CPT, which is your curricular practical training, it's your school based work. If you max it out, then you don't have any OPT time left. What should you do during your OPT? Should you start a business? Should you work for a big company? Should you work for a startup? Should your focus be on negotiating work for anyone who agrees to start your perm right away? So this, choosing things based around immigration plans, immigration goals is something you can be doing.
Yeah, I think that's the one very important, right? Like a lot of people think like you can't have your immigration control for yourself. Listeners, if you have a short or a long-term plans for immigration for yourself, or it can be on a real estate also. If you have any questions on immigration or a real estate, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038, and we are live. And myself, Nagaraj, and I am having a discussion with an Ashima. What is the short-term and long-term plan, and how do we go about it, and why it is very, very important. This land is lot of opportunities, but if you don't plan properly, it can go wrong completely, because of the you're depending on the employer to file for you. If it is like, I think, Ashima, one important thing, right? Listeners, the studio line numbers are 408-912-5038, and if you have any questions on your immigration, and if you want to share anything on the real estate, do give us a call. Or studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. And I think, see, one important thing what I brought in was like, why do you, when you're getting married also, right, a lot of couples, like, they start looking, the other one should be also on H1. We have one listener, one caller. Let's take it. Welcome to Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagarajan Nair.
Hi, this is Sandeep.
Hi Sandeep, how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, Sandeep. Please go ahead with your question, Sandeep.
So I have a situation. My son is in 10th grade. This year he'll be going to 11th grade, and my I-140 was approved in 2015 September. So what are the chances of like green card is coming in few years?
Okay, Sandeep. So your son is about 16?
Yes, September 15, 2015.
Okay, so he's no, I was just asking the age of your son.
Oh, my son is 15 now.
15 now. Okay. So the age out is 21, as you probably know. So that gives you 6 years. The Child Status Protection Act, CSPA, if you wanted to read about it online, is what the law is, would apply when calculating whether he ages out or not. So as you know, the priority date is 2012. So you said your priority date is 2015, correct?
Yes, September 2015.
Okay, and EB2 is 2012. So there is a concern because he has 6 years remaining till he turns 21, and it's currently showing 3 years, but we know it's not really a 3-year difference. 2012 processing times to 2015. So that is the problem. I mean, what is the solution? Are you eligible for EB1A, which is a faster path to green card? If you're not eligible, can you build your profile? If you have savings, do you want to invest in EB5 regional center? If you don't have enough savings, I had a client who, refinanced her home and got some, equity and got some money that way. It's $1 million, but you can apply for a green card right away. You're not going to get your green card right away.
What's your wait time, Ashima, on that?
The green card timeline is probably still 4 to 6 years, but you at least apply for the green card. Okay. After the investment and the documentation is there, so that could take a couple of years. Now, sorry, a couple of months. Excuse me, 3 to 6 months. So EB1A is current. For you, it would be. They're processing, 2021. So you would be current, basically. You need to build up your profile. You're welcome to, EB1 is for extraordinary ability. It's a self-petition. You don't need an employer to sponsor you. And that is in line with our topic today. Take control over your immigration journey. So listeners, even if you don't have a son who's aging out, possibly aging out, you need to explore EB1A, even if you're early in your career. So Sandeep, schedule a consultation with me. 650-569-0333 and research online EB1A. See if you're qualified now. If you are not, then how can you build your profile quickly? Can you do some judging events? Can you join some memberships, some associations? Can you publish in some technical blogs? Have you heard of EB1A, Sandeep?
Yes, I did.
Sandeep, if you have not heard about it, we have talked about a lot from last 3 months. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe for it. First, subscribe for it, and do watch all the series what we talked about EB1A. EB1A, what I understand from Ashima's conversation is all about confidence in yourself and how do you approach methodically and talk to the expert like Ashima, where she can help you to build a case. Nobody qualifies for an EB1A immediately. It's from the few years how you build up your case. That is where the expert like Ashima can play the role. Talk to her, and she's giving out some good discounts for my all the clients. I would post my link also, or you can call when you call her, schedule it, give my name, and you should get a good discounts on that, Sandeep.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you and
That's
best of
helpful.
luck. Thank you and best of luck. Listeners, I'm myself Nagaraj Annaya, the Bay Area Realtor. I'm today having a conversation with Ashima to make your dreams come true. I make the dreams come true in case of buying and selling your house, but I want to help you in the other career paths. That's where the show is all about. And today we are talking about an immigration, Ashima. I think Ashima, the listeners, the number to call is like 408-912-5038. Any questions on the real estate, any questions on the immigration, this is the show all about for you. And Ashima, like, see, as I was talking to Sandeep, and Sandeep's like Sandeep, there are a lot of plenty of people, right? Like where the kids are growing up and they almost about for 21, and they're so sorry for them, they need to change it for F1 or whatever the H1B, right? That is where the immigration life journey needs to begin, the time when you land here.
Yeah, correct. You need to start making that plan right away, essentially. If there is that concern of age out, that is very sad. But you know, the what you can do is that if you do get the green card, then you have to become a citizen. That takes 5 years, and then sponsor your son. But the sponsorship for your child is slow. It's now they're processing September 2017, so you're looking at 7 years.
So
to
5
sponsor
saal
your
plus
son.
7 saal.
7 saal to sponsor your son.
God, man, it is
You
like
become a US citizen. First
it's
you-
more than like one vas, right?
Yeah. And then that's 7 years after you become a US citizen, which takes 5 years. So it's 12 years.
Yeah.
So the consequence is significant if you know, that's why if you have an older child and you've just immigrated to the US, you need to do everything you can to self-petition EB1A or EB5. Do everything you can to get into EB1A. Or there is EB1C, which is multinational manager petition.
Okay.
So if you're working for a international company, you can request to be transferred abroad. Whether it's Switzerland, India, Canada, that's up to you. And then abroad, you have to work there as a manager. It could be a people manager, functional manager for at least 1 year. And then you could be transferred back to the US. And then you get qualified for EB1 preference, which is faster than EB2. So those are your main options for EB1. You have EB1C, EB1A, and then you also have EB5.
Listeners, you're listening to Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagaraj Annaya, and I'm talking to Ashima. If you have any questions on the real estate or on the immigration, give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. What is your short or a short versus a long-term plan for your immigration? It can be immigration or it can be a real estate. Both goes hand in hand. What is your goal? Like, what is your plan? Like, you might have landed in H1B right now. Maybe last year you came to US, maybe 10 years back. What did you plan for it? What was your short term or a long term plan? Give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. I think one important thing, right? Like I think we were discussing offline also about the like basically getting married, right? Why you need to wait for your I-140 getting approved? Because you need to find a partner with H-1B, or you need to find go sponsor for F-1. What are the other alternatives for these partners, Ashima?
Um, so the H4 EAD is what you're referring to. And I do a lot of consultations, and they tell me that they have gone to India, they've tried to get married. And it's really interesting because the women say, well, you don't have an I-140 approved, we don't want to marry you. No, this is a true story because they have a good job in India. They don't want to move here and wait, years. They don't want to be a housewife. They are working as an engineer at Microsoft or somewhere in India. And so listeners, I-140 is, another benefit. You have more marriageable options. But on a serious note, that is a factor because Bay is expensive. You want two incomes. You need two incomes. So if your future spouse, your future wife or husband is in India and is not working, then of course they go to master's program here, and they get on OPT when they graduate. Now, what are they going to do in their master's program? Let's talk about that. So if you're going to set yourself up for EB-1A, you start during the master's program. You try to get published. You do research. You talk to professors. And even if you're, in computer science, you don't think that's an area where one does research, that's not true. You connect with professors and say, I want to do research. I want to get published. I want to do in some sort of open source program. I want to, build programs with the university. And then all of a sudden you start presenting that at conferences. So all of this makes you, more attractive to big companies like Google and Microsoft, but it also sets the groundwork for an EB-1A.
Yeah, that's well said. Listeners, if you have any questions on the immigration, right, we have still few minutes left. You can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Let me go slowly. 408-912-5038. And do you have any short-term or a long-term plan for your immigration or real estate? You can give us a call and share your story. And Ashima, I think, let me tell you one positive thing. When like basically my two daughters were talking recently. She was like, one daughter was at 3 years and another daughter was 9 years. The 3 year girl asked 9 years, should I help you on your homework? Just she doesn't know even ABCD, but she's willing to do it. And the positive things like basically like is a confidence for herself, right, to help others. The same thing applies for the EB-1A also. I've seen a lot of listeners talking to them, नागराज मुझे नहीं क्वालिफाई होगा, वाई शुड आई वेस्ट माई टाइम. बट मैं बोल रहा हूँ उसको, नहीं, आप सभी लोग H1B में आ रहा है ना, वो सभी लोग highly qualified, highly skilled रहे, right? So highly skilled, but only thing is, what are the gaps to qualify for EB-1? What I understand, correct? I think that is where you play the role or the bridge so that they can qualify. Is that my understanding correct, Ashima?
हाँ, I mean सब लोग क्वालिफाई कर सकते हैं. थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, वक्त लगेगा, और उनको बहुत काम करना पड़ेगा. शायद 6 months में हो जाए, शायद 2 साल लगे. But the difference is 15 years in EB-2 or 3 to 5 years in EB-1A. So it's worth your time. I take lots of consultations with clients for EB-1A, and I show them how to build it. And I give them ideas for their business. Like one person has an education degree. Well, she's a STEM degree, but she works in education. And she said, what do I do? Because I only have 2 jobs. And I'm telling her she needs 3 critical roles.
Mhm.
So on the spot, we start brainstorming, and I tell her, well, what about a train the trainers program? And you can do it online. And she loved the idea. And anybody can do it. You could be a tech, a software engineer. And let's say you put together a volunteer, passion project where you are training others for free online. And now all of a sudden you have an original contribution of major significance if you get enough users, enough downloads. Now, you could also go and network with accelerators or other organizations like, if you're a woman in tech, if you are an engineer, IEEE, and you could mentor others. You could be a judge for a competition. And so those all help you with EB1.
Listeners, myself Nagarajan, I, the realtor, I'm talking to Ashima on the what is your short term and a long term, and how do you set your vision, especially in the immigration front and the real estate. And I have three listings coming up in two in a Fremont, one in a San Jose, one is a townhouse, two bed, two bath. Next week it would be going live. It would be priced for 1.05 million. Another one is a single family home for a 1.4 million. Another one is San Jose for 1.1. I have a listings coming up starting from 1 million to a 2 million. If you have any questions, you can give me a call after the show also to discuss about your real estate niche. Ashima, tell me, is there any show where you can get an immigration and a real estate at one place?
No, that's why you are so rare.
Yeah. So let's basically touch upon on the EB1A, right? Like EB1A as a 10 points to qualify for. If you have missed on any of these things, do watch out my earlier segments with Ashima. That is like I've uploaded all the segments on my YouTube channel. Go to the Nagaraj and Naya, subscribe for it, listen for all those recordings, and you can schedule a call with Ashima to discuss on each and every points how do you qualify it. Correct, Ashima?
Correct. The phone number is 650-569-0333. And we're going to put together a workshop.
Okay.
We'll announce it in the next session. It will be in May or June. It's a training workshop on how to build your EB1A.
Okay. Are there any if some listeners are interested, they can always like basically reach out and understand when is the session coming up, right? Like maybe a group
Yes,
sessions are more affordable for if somebody is trying to figure out for themselves, correct?
exactly.
Yeah, I think, and one more thing, like Ashima is always my part of a real estate connection shows, which is happens on every year on November. She'll be there. If you guys can't wait, please subscribe for her or like watch out for her sessions, which is coming up in a May. I think she'll be sharing more news about the date and time and where is it happening about that. As you said in the initially, the short and the long-term plans, especially on the real estate and immigration, are very, very important. And speak to the immigration attorney in the start of the career. Correct, Ashima?
Start early, because if you miss the cap 3 years in a row and you're in your master's program right now, a lot of people miss it. So if you start building, you could have an O1 by the time you graduate. I just counseled someone, an AI, brilliant student in AI.
Mm-hmm.
He's been building his profile because he wants to start his own company right when he graduates.
Yeah.
So we're building his O1.
Listener, see, if you also think about you just passing out from your college or just graduating from your college, maybe then you should talk to Ashima. Like, she has a great discounts for all the listeners out for me. Like, if you can reach out to her, Ashima, how do they reach out to you? The best way.
My website, dougallaw.com. There's an online calendar. You can schedule yourself.
Yeah, and for to reach out to me on anything on the real estate, you can go to nagrajhome.com, click on the WhatsApp icon, and you can always reach out to me or like register there for all the information on the real estate. And if you are planning to buy or sell, and if you want to know more about my listings coming soon, you can always reach out to me. And one more thing, all these recordings will be uploaded on my Nagraj Annaya's YouTube channel. Subscribe for that and don't miss out. Always plan for short, long-term plan on anything on your journey of your life. Thank you so much.